Hello, back again on a beautiful Friday. Hope you guys are having a great Friday out there in the YouTube universe. Let's get right to it. We're going to focus on Ida Mae Brandon Gladney. Let's get right into it. It would become legend in Chicago among the migrants and their children, the lengths to which some colored people would go to get out of the South. The Great Migration was now into its fourth decade. People who were children when it began were well into middle age. And back in Mississippi, people were still trying to escape. Ida Mae would hear about these people and pray for them. One of the most desperate souls was a perfectly well man named Arlington High, who had been consigned to the Mississippi State Hospital for the insane for protesting the Southern order of things. The hospital and its 100 or so outbuildings, originally called the Mississippi Lunatic Asylum, took up some 3,000 isolated acres in the pine woods southeast of Jackson, near Terrapin Skin Creek, in a place called Whitfield, some 170 miles from where Ida Mae was born. From the time it opened in 1935, anyone saying they took him to Whitfield meant nobody ever expected to see that person again. What got Arlington High in trouble was a weekly newsletter he published that argued for integration. He had been editor of a 2-page mimeographed broadside The Eagle Eye for some 14 years and had made a name for himself protesting the treatment of colored people in central Mississippi. What got him declared insane, however, was exposing the segregationists who were consorting with prostitutes at a colored brothel that catered only to white politicians. It was a death wish of a crusade that actually may have fit the legal definition of insanity for a colored man in Mississippi at the time. High was taken into custody and committed to the insane asylum in October 1957. It was a sentence that would shut him off at age 47 from the rest of the world and his wife and 4 children for the remainder of his life. He was held in confinement deep in the woods, surrounded by guards and hospital personnel, a good 15 miles from the nearest city. It amounted to a total silencing of a revered dissident of the Mississippi order of things, and a slow death in a crazy place where he would be subjected to whatever indignities his keepers devised. Going to end there. This is pretty interesting stuff. Pretty scary. So pretty much we're following this guy named Arlington High. And they're declaring him insane because he's speaking out against the segregationists for integration. But what really got him declared, as it said here, as I highlighted, he exposed segregationists for their hypocrisy and how they were consorting with prostitutes at a colored brothel that catered only to white politicians. Wow, that right there could be a movie right there by itself. That's pretty intense stuff right there. And it's kind of interesting how he had a 2-page mimeograph called The Eagle Eye. There's a film called The Eagle Eye starring Will Smith. That's kind of cool there. But yeah, to talk about this, I'm not surprised about this. If you guys aren't aware, when a slave tried to run away and they were caught, they actually declared the slave not insane, but they gave it a name. I believe it was called drapetomania or something like that, where they believed if you were a slave and you tried to run away, something was wrong with you. Like it was like you were diagnosed with some kind of disease, like a runaway disease or something. It was crazy, but the things the things these white folks came up with, man, to silence or to keep black folks as slave is mind blowing, man. But yeah, this story is not that surprising. I mean, it's they had all kind of tactics to silence and shut up people, especially those who were exposing them for the hypocrites that they were. So interesting stuff, man. Very interesting. I hope that brother made it out of that insane asylum okay, because that's pretty wild. But yeah, I wanted to share that for today. And yeah, I'm going to keep sharing. It's getting close to the end with this book, but I'll keep sharing tomorrow. And yeah, you guys have a good day, and I'm going to share next what I am watching. The film for today is Chevalier on Hulu, of course. The great Joseph Ballon, Chevalier du Saint George. This man, if you don't know about him, you can thank Napoleon for that. Just do your Googles on that. But this man, Joseph Ballon, was an amazing man. I mean, his life was so fascinating. He was into fencing. He was into riding horseback. He was into swimming. He was a great dancer. He went to war. He was trying to become the head of the Paris Opera. I mean, this man's ambitions, this man's accomplishments was amazing. And unfortunately, in the eyes of the French during that time, all his accomplishments meant nothing. Why? All because of his appearance, of his skin color. That's it. He was an amazing man and did a lot. But that leads me to this film. And the biggest weakness of this film is that the writer, she chose, and I get it, the budget probably wasn't there, I get it, but she chose to focus on such a small portion and part of his life. She focused on him falling in love with this white woman and his ordeal with her, more than him, and his exploits and how he was just this amazing Renaissance man. And that's the biggest flaw of this movie. And it's also extremely short, but that's the biggest flaw of this movie, is how the writer chose to just focus so much on him and this woman. I get it. He loved her. I get it, man. But this man's life was so amazing and fascinating, just to focus on such a small aspect of his life. Oh, it's just criminal. But yeah, this movie, Chevalier, is amazing. Well, this man is amazing. This actor is great too. Kelvin Harris Jr. He's amazing. I love him too. But yes, this movie is good. It could have been amazing. But the biggest flaw is that the writer chose to focus on him and his obsession with this white woman. And mind you, I love my wife, but if somebody did a movie about me, I would want them to focus on other aspects besides me and my wife, But yeah, this movie is important, and you should definitely take the time to check it out. It's called Chevalier. It's on Hulu. And get to know Joseph Ballon. You guys take care, and I will check in again mañana. Take care.